Good day everyone. Previously we have taken a look into session management 1, 2 and 3. Take a look into session management challenge. And for this time I'm going to use Burp Suite. Previous challenges have used Zap. This time I'll be using Burp Suite. Okay. Seems like the interface is very similar to what we have in the session management challenge 1. See, same thing. Only change that I observed is it says admin. In the management channel 1 it says administrator. Session management challenge 4 it says just admin. Okay. So if I click on admin only button, what happens? Coding and you're not an admin. So seems very similar to session management challenge 1, but why would that be, right? So there should be some kind of catch. Let's see what that is. I already configured my Burp Suite to run on 8081 port number or same proxy port number that I have used in the Zap. Okay, if you check in my Burp Suite, if you proxy settings, you can see that 127.0.0.1 and port number 80. So yeah, other than that I haven't done much here, only I have increased the font size. See clearly. Let's see how it looks like. So I can see all the traffic that is going through right now under HTTP history. If I want to catch any packet and then tamper with it live, I can do that under intercept. First let me see what happened earlier, then I can make a plan on what to do. Okay. So far I see all these particular requests. I am interested in the last one that I have made, that is checking that bin or not. So if I open it, I can see that the request, I can see some data. However, it is not that visible, so let me see if I can zoom that also. Here, change that surface. Say 20 should be fine, so I'm gonna go to 18. Fine. Okay, if I go back settings, okay, I think now it is better to see. So what do I see here? Post request, the URL, post. As usual, the cookie value is a little bit suspicious. Anything else we have interesting? I see user ID and use security. These are the two other things that also are interesting. Okay. So let's first observe here. So JSession ID is something that I have been seeing from long time, and the token value also something I have been seeing from the long time. What's new is again not entirely new, but current is we have seen earlier. The current user, if I take the value, send to decoder, decode as 4 as base 64, guess 12, you know that already. Okay. Last time I changed that to admin, it worked. I'll try to do something like that now also. Let's see. Proxy, let's see what else do we have. What is this sub session ID? This is new. Okay, earlier I got current, I got J session ID, I got token, but sub session ID is new. Let me see. It looks a little bit different, but let's try. Is it still encoded? Go to send to decoder, decode as base 64. Yeah, that's again a base 64. Decode as base 64. That doesn't make much sense. Decode as, that's it. Sorry, I think I have selected the wrong value. As, oh yeah, that makes sense. Earlier I have selected only partial part, so it did not work very well. So it decoded, but doesn't make any sense. 000 ends with a 1. So is that I'll keep that in mind. Maybe it will connect somewhere. I don't know. Let's see. JSession ID and token value are same. Nothing new there. If I scroll down, we have two more things here. Yeah. User ID, and now it makes sense. User ID is also the decoded sub session ID. What is it? Session ID. What is the name of that? Subsession ID. Subsession ID is the double encoded value of the user ID. What if I change the subsession ID? Will user ID also change automatically? What if I change? Let me do that. This one, right? Copy, paste. Now this is 01. Let's say, what if it is guest 12? Let's say I want to give ID 12, and if I encode it 2 times, encode base 64, encode base 64, it becomes like this. This is very similar to what I had in my subsession ID. Yeah, very similar to what I had there. So if I paste it, did I paste it? Click. Paste is not there. Why not there? Here right click is not working. Ask me to type it, please. I have to type it. Why right click is not working? Okay. Anyway, that's one plan. That's what we want to do. What about this one? We already decoded, right? Guest 22, guest 12. I'm going to change that to admin. You know that I want to deal with admin right now. So what will be the admin value? I'm going to use the internet. Base 64 encode. Code. What is this value first? Take it. Last time it was just guest 12. What is it now? Decoder. Decode as 4. Decode as 4. It's just guest 12. So I'm going to change that to admin. Just admin. The first admin. Encode. Take that. Encode again. And this is my admin value. So what I'm going to do is, under proxy, it's not very convenient. It's a history, right? It's not very convenient. To play with that, I'm going to send this packet to something called as a repeater. Repeater is just like, in the Zap we have live, manual, edit and send, right? Repeater is that live, manual, edit and send. So go to repeater, and here I have the packet. So I'm going to change that cookie value, current cookie value, from guest 22 to admin. Okay, then subsession ID also I wanted to change. What I will do is, as you can see here, it's already decoded multiple times. I'm gonna do the same thing for encoding. That 000 B. First encode, take that, encode again, value, copy, replace that with the subsession ID. Okay, send. The response is still you are not admin only. So again, I have guessed that guest 12 number may be there, but it doesn't make sense, right? I am giving the current cookie value as admin, and I'm giving subsession ID as guest 20, guest 12 ID. Doesn't make sense. And what is the right ID for the admin also, we don't know. So what we can do is, same packet we can actually send to something called as intruder. Okay, intruder is where you have a lot of values you wanted to test, but you can't do that manually. Okay, let's say a password tracking attack where you have a lot of username and passwords, but you can't do that manually. You can't test them manually all. Similarly, you have a lot of cross-site scripting scripts or SQL injection scripts. You want to try them all, but again, that's going to be huge waste of time. In that cases, you can use intruder. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. Go to proxy, select the packet, send to intruder. Okay, So in the intruder, I wanted to handle the sub session ID, right? So select the sub session ID and click on the add button. Okay, click on the add button. We're going to deal with that later. What else I want to change? I want to change the current packet also. Current packet, I want to change it to uh, this value, the admin value. Okay, copy and paste here. Paste. Okay. So what else do you want to try? We try anything else? Token, JSON ID are same values. Current is already changed. Session is gonna deal with that in a moment. Yeah, I don't see anything else. So let's try that. So how do we try that, or what do we try? Simple. I wanted to take 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 again, starting with 0 or 1, 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, like that. I want to try all of them. Okay, so how I'm going to try all of them? I'm going to go to payloads, and in the payloads I am going to uh, give the payload set numbers. Okay, so where are numbers? Okay, so from, where is a from? Take this number, copy, copy, and give the starting number there and give the ending number there. Okay, what will be my ending number? I don't know how long it is. Let me try for uh, 1 to 100. Okay, I want to try 100 numbers. If they don't work, then I'll try something else. Okay, so that is good, but we are sending right now normal numbers, but that's not how it is taking, right? It's taking double encoded numbers. So let me see if there is any option in the burp suit intruder that's going to help me to encode it 2 times. Scroll down, and here we have something called as payload processing. Okay, payload processing means you take the data. What do you want to do with that data? Okay, so let's see, do we have any options? Click on add, select rule type. What kind of things you want to do? Do you want to add a prefix or suffix or match or replace substrings, reverse substrings, etc.? What I want to do is encode. Okay, encode to what? Base 64. I want to do it 2 times, so once and also twice. So what's going to happen is 001 encode 1 times, encode 2 times, send. 002 again 2 times encode, send. 003, 004, like that. Every payload value that's going to be generated will be encoded 2 times to base 64, and then it's going to be replaced in this particular area. Okay, so we still have this one to deal with, but I am guessing whatever we have here will be showing up here as a decoded value. So let's see how that's going to work. Okay, so now let me click on start. Remember, I'm right now using a free version of Bob Suit. Because it is free version, it is not going to be super fast. You might have to wait. I gave 100, right? So it's going to make 100 requests. That may take a bit of time. So let's see. Okay, sending the requests. Why the payload values are looking all, that's odd. Because when I encoded manually, they were big, right? So why are they small now? Halfway through. 78% done. Not satisfied. The subsession is not looking good. Why is my encoding is not working? Why the payload value is so small? That is not a very good sign. "94, 95, 96, 97, 8, and it's done. Now I don't have any hopes on this because that's not how my payload should look like. Something happened in the middle, so I want to do that again, but this time let me check. Discard. What's going on? Let's set one numbers. We are making numbers only. Generating numbers. I was wondering, decimal only, no? Minimum integer digits. How many are there? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 are there. So I'm just gonna say minimum 16 characters must be there and maximum 16 characters must be there, because I was thinking maybe because I did not give the 16, I think it's just making smaller numbers and eliminating all the zeros. That's what I believe. So to avoid that, I'm saying that minimum it should be 16 characters only, so it will be forced to make those many numbers. Okay, so yeah, let me try again now. We have to be very clear on what we are configuring here and observe what we are getting and to properly understand what's going on. Otherwise I would have just missed it, right? So click on OK, and now the session values are making sense because they look like what we have seen earlier. Okay, so while you're configuring your tools, don't leave any small detail, because if you missed, that could lead to some kind of false positives. Okay, and that could lead to you missing the stuff. 49, 50% done. So once this is done, there are 100 requests, right? So how am I going to know which one is the valid one and which one is not valid? Okay, there are two ways you can do that. I'm going to discuss that once it is done. We are right now at 75% approximately. Once that is done, we'll talk about it. We ninety. Again, I have started with only 100. If your sub-session ID is beyond 100, you may have to wait even more longer. 99 and finished. So once it is done, like I said, there are two ways you can find this out in a faster way. One is status code, because when some request is success, when some request is failure, not all web servers will react in the same way. Sometimes the success may show you a different code, or failure might show you a different code. So look for any kind of odd status code. Okay, so if I check here, I don't see any odd status codes. All of them are 200 only. And the second way to find that out is the size of the particular packet. Okay, again, not every time success response and failure response will will have the same kind of data. So when the data is different between success response and failed response, it will show you different length of the packet. Okay, so check again for any kind of odd packet lengths. So if I try that, and you can see that when I look for it, shows you all of them are 245, 245, 245, 245, but only one particular packet has the length of 837. So what's going on there? Okay, so if I expand and let's see subsession ID 009. What exactly is that? We'll see that later. In the response, what do we have? Do you see that? It says welcome administrator and your result key is as follows. That's interesting. So what is this code actually? Let me take that value. This subsession ID worked. So where is it? Copy, just copy. Decode. I can decode there itself, but again 9. The subsession ID is 9. Okay. So yeah, that's good. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna close this card, go to proxy and turn the intercept on. Like I said, if you want to do live packet interception, you go to intercept. Okay. Now I will click on admin only button. That request will be paused in my proxy intercept section. Okay. Here right now this is 001. Okay, so I need to change that to, okay, I lost it. What I'll do is I'll go to decoder and encode this value, encode as base 64, encode as 4. This is my new value, right? So take that new 009 value. Come on, why can't I copy with this? That's the only problem that I have here. Let me go to encoder 9, right? So or let's just take this value. Can't copy this also. Great. Copy that 9, encode, take the value, encode again this value, go to your proxy where you have paused the packet, replace the existing value with the new 009 encoded value. Okay, and the current session also, if I go to this again, code, right? So if I say admin code that encode again, this is my current cookie value for admin. So change the cookie value to current cookie value to admin, change the subsession ID to 9, which is accepted cookie value for this request. And now if I click on forward, see how it will respond here. See, admin only club. Welcome administrator, your result key is provided below. As usual, that whole thing, paste, submit, flag, flag, submit it in your form and you will be able to get the, okay, let me that flag, submit, flag, there is that. Okay. As usual, give that a try and we'll see you again in the next one.